What's the word?
What's up? What's the word, son? How you doing? Chilling. You being filmed right now, so watch what you say. No, I'm just kidding.
Good looking, man. I gotta say, I was finna say some shit.
'I'm the bell ringer, shell slinger, hiding bodies to the smell linger until they pale as Renee Zellweger. When L stinger, you feel it like your braille finger. Searching for the line, I'm first, you stuck in last. Rappers now sucking ass, full of new school niggas. I wouldn't fucking pass. They should fucking class and dip low. They tiptoe.
2013, I was really sick. After the 2012 World Championship, which was my last show, I retired from Crohn's. I didn't tell anybody, but I understood that basically I couldn't continue to push my body the way that I was pushing it. So I retired. Even though I retired, I basically didn't stop my lifestyle. I didn't stop, eating the way that I was eating. None of the above. I did everything opposite of what I was supposed to do. And I ended up getting sick even more.
So what's going on, man?
And nothing, just shooting some moves, man, moving the groove. You know how it go.
No doubt.
About to pick little lady up.
Oh, you gonna pick little lady up? How's young Ferris wheel doing?
She doing good. Getting on my damn nerve. You know how it go.
No doubt, sir. No doubt.
One of the things, like I was talking about with the cure, like with my son, I didn't see my son for like I had him for every day until he was like 2, every day. And when me and his mom's divorced and split, I didn't see my son for like 16 years. I didn't see him until he was 18, until he showed up at my doorstep. Like I seen him, talked to him, but like physically touched him, physically there, like even then, it wasn't until 16 I actually started talking to him back again, right? Because for a minute, nobody knew where he was at. In 2013, I got sick. I got sick to the point where basically it was blood coming out of my mouth and my rear end. I was sitting there in a puddle of blood, and my fiance was horrified. She didn't know what to do. She was crying. And I was sitting there looking at myself saying, this is the 3rd time that this thing has happened this year. I'm one of the top fitness models, fitness personalities in the world. I'm the role model and the billboard to fitness and health. How could this happen to me? I've had episodes in the past, but this one seemed like it was death, was near. And when I basically got well enough to go to the doctors was talking about colostomy bags and that I would die if I didn't get the surgery. I knew right then and there that I needed to try to find a cure. I needed to rewrite my life, rewrite everything about me so I could cure myself and that I can have a good life and good health. So I reached out to an ancestor that basically gave me great knowledge and helped me heal myself. living healthy was me wanting to live. When someone basically gives you a death sentence, somebody tells you, hey, you're going to die in 5 years if you don't have this operation, it basically puts it puts a fire behind you to basically, and especially if you want to live, to do what you need to do to live.
Push me over the edge, you gon' get a rock slide. Allow me cut up, you gon' need peroxide. Drop heat on the street, then fry while blazing. So by now, my style is eyebrow raising. Long awaited, so many songs is dated. You looked at me as if I'm wrong stated, huh? You mad peeved cause I make my riches rain. Plus I'm on your bitch's brain like it's stitches in the bed.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How's it going?
It's going good. What you up to?
Nothing much, man. Just ending my day. Just finished training.
Okay.
So how was your day?
Good. I came back from gymnastics.
Okay.
This is shit I do every day. Come in here, sit, eat in the car, try to catch up on phone calls, and try to basically talk to my kids, talk to my wife, handle any business that basically we gotta do. In between my clients, most of the time I don't like basically being in the gym when I'm eating. I guess I like to be in my own comfort zone, my own personal space. So
I was training with Ali Bey, and one day I asked Ali to work out with him, and he told me he didn't work out. He told me he trained. And I said, "What do you do?" He says, I do bodybuilding. And I said, "That's not a sport." So he's like, "Okay, since that's not a sport, then you can come and train with me." We didn't lift not one weight, no nothing. We did like 52 sets of dips, push-ups, and incline push-ups. At the end of the workout, I pretty much threw up. And ever since then, I fell in love with the sport.
What did you do? What did you exercise on the other day?
Exercise on?
Yeah, which muscle groups did you exercise? What did you do? All the stuff you did on your little exercise journey. You told me you had to take an hour out to do your little exercise.
Oh, I just, for 30 minutes I went on the treadmill, and for the other 30 minutes I went on the bike.
Oh, okay, so you did some young cardio.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel you. You know you got the best genetics, right?
Mm-hmm.
First competition, I was bright-eyed. I guess for me, I didn't know what to expect, but I understood from people who basically competed in a sport that I had very, very good genetics. So it would probably be a good chance that I would win. So when I entered in my first show, I won my first show. After I won my first show, winning is addictive. I won 10 shows right after that. I lost the 11th show, and then I won 3 more after that. So I've basically been entered into 15 shows and have 13 first places. The question from the first show is basically being inexperienced but excited. Last show, dealing with sickness and knew I had to basically step down from the stage, was totally disappointing to me. At the end of the day, you don't want to walk away from something because you have to. You should be able to walk away from something because you want to.
Nice. Come on with it.
You ain't getting no award every time you do it right. Come on. Do it right every time. Come on. Turn. 3, 4, 5 kicks on this side. Come on. 2, turn. 3, 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Ceremonial.
How are you?
The embassy.
Getting ready for this, this prep for this show has been different. It's been challenging, need to say. It's hard, especially basically being a vegan, dealing with Crohns, because at the end of the day, you must monitor everything. One wrong move, then basically you will fall back sick.
And when you basically using Scotch bonnet peppers, please make sure you wash your hands thoroughly. No bullshit. Because if you touch anything a part of your body, it's on fire.
Spice, yeah.
I went and I fixed some fritters. I had the nerves not to wash my hands. Then I went to the bathroom. It was a wrap. I was burned. I was like, oh, I burned it. I can't. Dog, listen. I threw powder. I was in the shower.
I get up in the morning. I have a hemp protein shake, spelt toast with almond butter, some fruit, some raw veggies. Start carving up, maybe eat spelt pasta, Ezekiel bread, wild rice. You do want to gain the weight, but you want to gain it and basically keep it clean. And this is by far the cleanest I've ever ate for a show.
Let me tell you about this girl. Maybe I should.
Ten knees on that leg. 5 elbows, 5 elbows.
I'm a very honest person because at the end of the day, in bodybuilding, in the fitness industry, when you get to a high enough level, there is sports enhancements that's involved. And those are things that basically me keeping my body so clean for so long and being able to know that I have to basically put those things in my body to compete. It alarmed me because at the end of the day, I wanted to know that basically I was going to be okay because you got life after bodybuilding.
Change feet. Look at me. 5. See how I do it with 8, 9, 10. Change feet. Change feet.
So monitoring those things, making sure that basically I stay hydrated enough. If the recommended dose is to basically drink a gallon of water, I drink 2. Just to basically make sure that I flush things out of my system. I fasted before the show, which I never do. Just to clean out all the impurities out of my system. I train a lot smarter. I don't throw 1,000 pounds on a squat rack and then basically proceed to squat with, 4 people behind it. I understand that basically if it doesn't feel natural, then you don't do it. Mentally, I was in a mess of things mentally. I remember flying over to London after the show. I got to London. Everything that basically everyone would say that's success or something that's fun. I'm sitting in a room with 20 females and I'm the only guy. And they all there for me and I felt all alone. At that point, I'm looking at my life. Is this it? Is all this is buying cars, money, women? Is this what my life is? I'm stressing and I'm killing myself for this? That very same year, my Uncle Edward passed away. And him passing away and me being at that funeral was a valuable lesson. When this man died, he didn't have a lot. First things first is that I was able to visit him before he died. And when he was passing away, he had, colon cancer. He was going in and out of consciousness. 1 minute he's talking with sense, and then the next minute he's in la la land. I take him to the bathroom. And as I took him to the bathroom, it was like a message coming from the ancestor. He came right back in his right mind, and he was like, I see what you doing out there. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but you a tailor man. And we don't roll like that. You gotta basically show a little bit more respect about yourself. And from that point, he went back into La La Land. 2 days later, he passed away. And when he passed away, I was there at the funeral. And with people being there at the funeral, all they was doing was laughing and telling stories about how this man brought joy to their life. He didn't have money. He wasn't rich. He didn't have no cars, no great things. But he had a lot of joy that he gave. And from that funeral, like everybody's laughing. Everybody's having fun at the funeral because they celebrating this man's life and what he brought. And I looked at that day and I was like, if I pass away, what am I leaving? Young Bill, what you think about that Kaepernick situation over there?
What happened to Kaepernick? I don't know what's going on with
Oh, how you getting played like you over there?
we all getting played, baby. That's the game, name of the game. Play us out, put us up on the players, like a poker card, ace of spades, joking, and play us out, baby. I just want to figure out how 30 women come in 1 year. You figure that out. You help me figure that one out.
Figure what out, Bill?
30 women, 1 year.
30 women, 1 year.
What has life been like growing up with Marcus?
Tell the truth. What part you want me to start at? The good part? Or? Now, actually, just as a brother, it's been good. It has its ups and downs to it. So, been a lot of places, that kind of thing with it. So, yeah, it's good. Can't complain about it.
You got any funny stories or anything?
Where you want me to start? Okay, hold on. You want me to give them clean stuff, good stuff? Good. Okay, all right. I'll just give them this. I don't care. There's a time in our life we was pretty wild kids. So the funny story is coming on one day, and then the family like, why is people here to visit y'all? And they not good people. You know what I mean? It's like, this fan stuff. So the questions they was asking me were like, do I know where he at? Funny thing is I just got out the ride with him.
they see me get out the ride with him. That was the funniest part about it. But then when they come, I'm like, of course, I seen him 2 years ago. You know, that kind of thing. But the funniest thing is I get right on the phone and he like, hold on, I'll be right back. By the time he come back, they gone. And they was looking for him. I want to get into all that, but
I mean,
then you ain't got to.
I mean, as far as what the cure is concerned about, I mean, I don't hide anything in it.
Nah.
I mean, it's not. I mean,
it's growing lessons.
I mean, it was growing lessons.
Yes,
I mean, at the end of the day, when you, and I was, alluding on it before, when you looking at a system, when you've been through tragedy at a very young age and understand that the system is bullshit, you start to rebel against that system. And for me, it was always about money. And this is how I'm going to free myself from it. It's money. No matter what I had to do to basically get that money, I did it. I mean, I spent 2 years in my life in federal prison because of that. I mean, like, I understood who I was basically running with. You know what I mean? I understood what I was doing. and me, I even basically understand the time I was going to get. Mm-hmm. Because I wasn't going to do anything that I didn't know. Like, hey, is this going to be worth it? I mean, and when you young, you like, hey, a couple of $1 million? I can do that for 2 years. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I mean, and at the end of the day, you really start to find out that basically time is your most precious commodity. Once you lose it, you can't get it back. So a lot of times we put ourselves in positions to basically take time away, take time away from your children. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, I was mad about money, but I wasn't mad about the time that I was losing with my son. This would be the first time I'm at a show at 100%, so that's one of the biggest things that's different, is that normally I go to shows like 70, 80%.
Oh, okay. You mean 100% healthy?
100% healthy, or 100% as far as my body going up on stage. I'll be 100%, at 100%. I'll be cruising into the show. Everything already done instead of me building into the show.
Think it's like that 100% because you're vegan?
Well, yeah, definitely.
Because you're vegan?
Yeah. I mean, I'm in shape all year round. I usually stay in shape anyway, but I don't have to do too much to keep in shape. And even now, like, with me competing now and getting ready for the show, me being vegan is not doing anything but helping me grow faster.
Right.
Screaming at the top of my lungs, I told niggas I'ma live it like I dreamed it. Way too much vision to be fitting in. Vividly I pictured it, but niggas get forgetful when your hand touch the fire. I bet you won't forget it then. It got me on some I don't give a fuck shit. I must admit it's growing on me. Used to give a damn a little too much, but to whom much? Once it's given, even more than that's expected. Expect some ridicule if you would like your own perspective. Reflected my city, however, in a unique way. A new jack, bitches in the mansion like Uniqua. And needless to say, I say a lot without saying much is less. The game is rather simple, but it's complex. Oxymoron, a contradiction, yeah, but listen. You be surprised to stand and kick your chair after lynching. A linchpin, pin the ribbon on the winner circle. So let the dollar circulate, let's take it to commercial.
Because this is a dude right here that caused me to basically, do 52 sets of push-ups, incline, decline, and then the dips that made me throw up. This is that dude. I'm back here competing for my first show, and a better place that I can be with my first trainer. Even though that basically we do some training together while I'm here, but not a lot. I understand this is like, for me to win, every time I win, he wins. Because Without him, none of this stuff would be happening. So for him, I owe him pretty much everything. This firm represents the fitness organization listed above. The fitness organization has recently been approached by its sponsors, showing on social media evidence of you demonstrating that you have engaged in conduct which is inappropriate of the organization. In light of this conduct, you are hereby withdrawn from the upcoming organizational event to be held at Atlantic City on December 2nd.
Deep sea fishing, a tide you can stand through. Understand, I got a different type of challenge, a different set of goals, a different type of palate. Many die from thirst or worth. You get too much, you might drown. Not enough, you dehydrate.
You can sink
aquahydrate,
or swim. You can fly or die. You can live the good life. Celebrate, it's your life. You can sink or swim. You can fly or die. You can live the good life. Celebrate, it's your life. Come with me, imagine the things that we'll explore. The ocean's deep. Why don't you come with me? Yeah. Fly with me, think of the things I've got in store.